Okay, hi all, this is group 2, and today we're gonna present staff motivation. Next page. This is our group members, and my name is Li Chuxue. My metric number is 201715.
My name is Zhong Yijie. My metric number is 201599.
My name is Guo Jingji. My metric number is 200198.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Ismail Motorisi. My metric number is 208391.
Hi, my name is Nazrina binti Jubaka. My metric number is 190576.
Okay, next page. Staff motivation is one of the parts that human resource professionals and managers should learn. To understand how to do staff motivation, we need to know what motivation is and how important it is. From a theoretical point of view, we need to know the motivation theory and the type of incentive. From a practical point of view, we need to know the supervisory rules to motivate staff and how to apply the motivation theory in the workplace. Combining practice with theory can help us understand the staff motivation deeply. So let's move to the first part. Describe motivation concept in workplace. Next page. Before we know the motivation concept in the workplace, we need to know what is motivation. Motivation is what explains why people or animals initiate, continue, or terminate a central behavior at a particular time. The paradigmatic mental state providing motivation is desire. There are two types of motivation, which are intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation exists within the individual and is driven by satisfying internal rewards rather than relying on external pressure or extrinsic rewards. It involves an interest in or enjoyment of the activity itself. For example, children will read books because they like to do it, not because their mother will praise them or they will get paid. Extrinsic motivation is based on extrinsic rewards like money, praise. The distinction between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation depends on the type of reason or that motivates the action. For extrinsic motivation is performed because it is inherently interesting or enjoyable and satisfying. For extrinsic motivation, the agent's goal is a desired outcome distinct from the activity itself. Motivation in the workplace is defined as the willingness to exert high levels of effort toward organizational goals, conditioned by the effort's ability to satisfy some individual needs. Employee motivation is defined as the enthusiasm, energy level, commitment, and the amount of creativity that an employee brings to the organization on a daily basis. So that's my part.
Hello, now I will talk about importance of the motivation to staff at workplace. Next page. Okay, first one, incentives can stimulate employers' enthusiasm for work and motivate people to improve corporate performance. Effective use of workplace incentives to mobility employers enhance them for work is an important way. For example, regular motivation for their work will make them feel that their work is recognized and their abilities are displayed. Second, incentives can tap people's potential and improve the quality of human resource. Exploiting the potential of employees plays an extremely important role in the production and management process. For example, Sony encouraged every employer to put forward any opinions on the product. As a result, the workman was born, which is a very successful case in tapping the potential. It can be seen that motivation with the main purpose of mobility people's enthusiasm is a business approach and important means of human resource development and management. The introduction of incentive mechanism in the workplace is not only a manifestation of the model management of enterprises, but also a good way to meet future challenges. Third, incentives can strengthen the cohesion of an organization. Behavioralists have discussed through research and investigation that an individual behavior can lead to a limited or current group behavior. Motivating employees is an important factor in maintaining harmonious and stable labor relations in the workplace. First, attract outstanding talents to the enterprise. Many enterprises in development countries, especially those with strong competitiveness and strength, have adopted various preferential policies, generous benefits, and creative promotion channels to attract talents they need. Finally, create a beginning competitive environment. Thus, signified incentive system contests a competitive spirit. Its operation can create a beginning competitive environment and then from a beginning competition mechanism. In a competitive environment, the members of the organization will receive environmental pressure, and this pressure will turn into the motivation for employers to work hard. As Messinger said, the combination between individuals is one of the many sources of motivation. Here, the motivation and in terms of employers becomes an indirect result of motivation. Thank you. This is my part.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain different types of incentives in the workplace. There are many types of incentives in the workplace. According to the different situations of different employees, the incentive ways adopted by the company are also different. The following are some common ways to motivate employees. The first one is performance incentive. Enterprises should develop a complete performance appraisal system to let employees know their performance appraisal results, which is conducive to their clear understanding of themselves. If an employee is aware of the company's evolution of his work, it will help an incentive effect for him or her. Performance appraisal can mobilize employees' enthusiasm for work and is more conducive to the development of enterprise. Next one is target incentive. Employees always have their own professional motivation, such as promotion and salary increase, or stable work or happy work. So they are true ideas of employees. High employee motivation is to determine their career goals based on their own conditions, clarify their future development direction, and combine employee goals and corporate goals. Thus, the employees are going to naturally work hard. Next one is target incentive. Employees always have their own professional motivation, such as, the next one actually is communication incentive. Maintaining a good relationship between supervisors and subordinates play a special role in mobilizing the enthusiasm of subordinates and motivating them to work actively for the company. To establish a good relationship between supervisor and subordinate, the most important point is effective communication. Next one is model incentive. To promote the learning enthusiasm of each member of the group, we can cite an example through outstanding employees and let others to learn from them. Although this method is a little bit old, but it's very practical. Letting employees learn from good employees, on the other hand, can improve their own professional skills and makeup. It's a very good method for the overall development of the company. The last one is salary incentive. If the employees in the company are not very enthusiastic and the employees are relatively lazy, and now as a supervisor, you want to increase incentives, you can use a highly flexible compensation model. For example, increase the proportion, wages, and bonuses. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, next I will explain about supervisors' roles to motivate staff. Next. Okay, this is supervisor roles to motivate staff. Okay. Is how to technology help companies and involve and innovate. So I will go through how the supervisor motivate their staff. Okay, of course, a manager or supervisor has many duties. The most important is to motivate and inspire staff or employees. Okay, because only motivate staff will perform at their best and be maximally productive. Okay. First, okay, it's like our friend explained before, incentive or what we call money. Okay, money is very important to them. Okay, it will boost up their motivation. Okay, so when the supervisor give them a good, okay, a good, it's like supervisor promote them the best employees to the company, and then they can get the incentive. So the employee will keep motivate, and other people will want to be like them. Okay, and then be fair. Okay, be fair. Supervisor, they cannot double standard their employees because it will destroy their moral and it will destroy the motivation. So the supervisor need to be fair so that their employees feel appreciate. Okay, they will feel they got value in the work they did. Okay, and then allow honest criticism and complaints. Okay, okay, of course, if we do a complaint or critique, so people will frust. But if we do if the supervisor of their employees do a very honest critique or complain a very right way, okay, in the right way, okay, then they will be much happier. Okay, if they complain openly and plainly. Okay, so the supervisor need to listen to their employee. If the employee critique them, same as the employee. Okay. Okay, treat employee with respect. Okay, why? Because we want the employees stay with us, okay, with the supervisor in the long term. Okay, if they're good, so we should respect even though it's good or not. Okay, the motivational poster have never motivate employee, okay? And team building exercise are often a waste of time, okay? Because if you just give the poster, then it will not motivate your employees. So you need to respect them, okay? And then praise, okay? Praise. The employee want to know if they did a good job or not, okay? So the supervisor need to praise them, okay? The positive assessment from a superior position can be a powerful spur to productivity, okay? If their employees cannot do the work, okay, or the work is not very good, so the supervisor need to tell them, give the feedback, okay, honest praise, okay, because positive feedback will make an employee want to continue their success forward their next project, okay. When supervisor value their employee, it will motivate their employees to keep work and to achieve company's goal, okay. That's all from me. Thank you.
And next, I will present about motivation theory and how to apply in workplace. Okay, next. Okay, so the theory that we have used for this task is Maslow's theory. Maslow theory explains that every individual needs to meet all the basic needs to achieve well-being in life. So as we know, this theory introduced by Abraham Maslow, which is closely related to the level of need. And this theory suggests organizational managers can identify deficiencies in employees' urgent need as well as can influence negative attitudes and behavior. So I will go through one by one for each phase. For the first phase is psychological need or biological needs. So these needs are the most basic and the lowest level, but the most important to be met by an employee first. Needs in these states include from the aspect of food, drink, clothing, and shelter. So the needs that must exist in a person that can be met by work management is in the organization. So the application of these requirements in employment is implemented for the employee in terms of the reward of individual, such as the earnings of the salaries, allowance, bonus, and wage sufficient for this basic. This needs very important because this is the type of need that will determine whether the individual is able to move on or with life or not. So the second phase is safety need. So the safety need is the second level of need in this theory. The need for this stage is the basic human need after the first need is successful need. The safety needs involved include a desire for stability, defense, protection, freedom from fear and worry. Through this theory, actually, employees are able to apply safety requirements in the workplace, such as the need to ensure physical safety in the workplace, employee health, stability, and psychological safety. So this factor is very important to create a safer and more secure work environment for employees without fear and anxiety. So if this condition at this level fail to be applied in the workplace environment, it will create a dangerous situation among workers. So I'll proceed to the next level, which is belongingness need. So this is the third stage of life necessities in Maslow hierarchical theory. And these needs are considered important to the individual when the safety needs have been successful, and they are considered difficult to achieve actually because it's especially in the changing environment. These needs will be met when the individual feels himself to be part of the organization, feel himself loved and cherished, has friends and feels needed by the organization. These social needs are closely related to interpersonal and interaction in organization. Psychological stability will be felt when individuals have friends in the organization and are able to socialize instead of having to work alone or separately from others among the workers. So this theory set this three level of need as important the basic things that should be met by the strategic management of organization in order to successfully produce a workforce that is always motivated, competitive, and enthusiastic in carrying out tasks and roles. If this requirement fails to be applied among employees, it will cause actually employees to be filled with the feeling of frustration and restlessness that cause emotional disturbance. So the fourth level is estimate. Okay, this is the fourth stage in this theory after the psychological safety and belongingness. So this stage need for self-worth or self-esteem will play an important role in motivating an individual to work hard. This need actually for self-worth is like the need for an individual to feel respected, valued, and recognized by the strategic management of the organization. This need is actually important because an individual who feels high self-worth and is recognized by others will instill a high sense of self-confidence. And this situation will cause the individual to feel comfortable to work and for energy sensibly without portion from any party and healthy work environment. And the last phase is self-actualization needs. Okay, this stage is actually the highest and the last requirement in theory Maslow. So based on this theory, each individual wants to have the level of achievement according to their desires. The achievement of this self-desire is a necessity to realize the greatness and abilities of the individual self. And this test allows individuals to show their true potential and talent to succeed in a given task. This type of needs can be met in organization through a more challenging distribution of responsibilities by creating programs in form of training or systematic work system that can provide opportunities for self-improvement to individuals. So this is for theory. Okay, next. Okay, the last slide is the conclusion. Last but not least, we can conclude from our task that we have been is motivation actually is very important to oneself, especially among employees in the workplace environment. Because the motivation in person has a very good effect, such as improving the job performance, increase the production. It given can or the work given can also be produced, where which will improve the product in the company. And other than that, that also can increase our self efficiency as work for co-workers at the workplace. I think that's all from our group. Thank you.